My name is Sarah Edbauer, and I'm the principal at Ben Franklin Elementary, and I'm so excited to welcome you to Ben Franklin's 4K preview. We're excited to introduce you to the program and to show you what 4K is like. I know you'll have many questions as you watch this virtual introduction, so make sure you take a minute, have a pen or pencil, jot them down, and then there's a link to a survey that you can enter them in at the end of this presentation, or I believe it came with this presentation. That said, some questions will get answered during the presentation. Some questions you still might have after. That's a-okay. We're really looking forward to being able to show you our 4K program and to answer those questions as we go along. Let's get started. So welcome to Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin is a 4K through 5th grade elementary school in Franklin, Wisconsin. We are the newest elementary building in the Franklin Public School District, and historically we were a kindergarten through 3rd grade building, which is kind of cool or interesting information. Like, we have some roots in early childhood, and when you walk into our building, you can definitely feel our enthusiasm for young kids and how much we truly care about our entire student population. So at Franklin Public Schools, we inspire personal success through learning experiences that focus on student needs and active partnerships with the family and community. This means that we really care about those in our care. We want to make sure that we're meeting all students' needs, that we provide them the opportunities to grow personally through innovative practices, and we really enjoy involving the community as much as possible in every single aspect of a student's education at Franklin Public Schools. We also pay a lot of attention to the well-being of our students, and that's a big piece of 4K, is focusing on the social and emotional well-being and learning of students. Finally, the vision for 4K is really truly embracing the belief that all children will learn. Franklin Public Schools is committed to excellence in student achievement and continuous improvement. We sincerely want every kid to grow, and your student will grow with us in our 4K program. So a quality 4-year-old kindergarten program in Franklin Public Schools will add benefit to the educational experience of children and provide the foundation of college, career, and life-ready skills. The 4K program in FPS and at Ben Franklin will provide an age-appropriate academic and social-emotional experience to prepare students for 5-year-old kindergarten and beyond. We really hope that as you watch this presentation, you start to really understand and see like where students are, how they grow, and where they fit in before they come into 5K. So one really big important piece of 4-year-old kindergarten in Franklin Public Schools and at Ben Franklin is that 4K is a gentle start to school. It's really important to expose kids to early math and literacy concepts, as well as to teach them how to play, to really encourage social interaction in a meaningful way. Sheila Briggs, who's the director of early childhood at the Department of Public Instruction, does a fantastic job of really explaining the why behind play and why we need to include it in our 4-year-old and early childhood programs across the state. So take a couple of minutes and watch this quick video with us. By her.
My name is Sheila Briggs, and I work for the Department of Public Instruction, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the department's responsibility that we select standards that all our schools use to articulate what we want students to know and be able to do. So in general, we don't really get involved with how students are taught in the field. That's really up to the local teachers and school districts. But when you look at the standards for the Wisconsin Model Early Learning Standards, we say it right in the forefront. We've got our guiding principles listed, and one of them is that children learn best through play. But I find that it often gets lost in translation. So the department says children learn best through play, and we have these standards that we'd like you to meet, and we want students to be prepared to do well on the 3rd grade assessment. But what people hear is we want students to do well in the 3rd grade assessment, and so we don't have time to let students play. When that's really the exact opposite of what we're going for. We really want is for you to be teaching kids the way that we know that they learn best. And with young kids, we know that that is through play.
In play, children use incredibly complex cognitive maneuvers like focusing and shifting attention, like negotiating power and control, like setting rules and changing rules and revising rules in real time, articulating and communicating. All of these functions activate the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which is the seat of critical thinking and the place in which the executive functions of the brain are developing. Play is the most powerful setup for learning in young children, bar none. Research has shown very clearly that while playing, children can solve more complex problems than they can when given instructions top down. And recent research has also shown that children are able to articulate incredibly complex grammatical constructions while during imaginary free play. Things like the future tense, how about we try, such and such, are incredibly complicated and help children to gain in articulation skills. In a recent study, English language learners that were involved in imaginative free play on a daily basis showed an increase in vocabulary significantly above children that were not involved in this kind of imaginative free play. Children who play often are happier, they're more engaged and focused in school, they are more articulate and more collaborative, they show better self-regulation scores and better academic achievement.
For those of you that aren't familiar with early childhood education and what it means to have kids play, I'm going to tell you right now that it doesn't mean that the teacher doesn't do anything and that they just sit there while kids show up and do whatever they want each day. In fact, setting up an early childhood environment so that students learn through play is probably more complex than having them sit in desks and doing very teacher-directed activities. You have to set up the materials in the environment, and you have to make sure that there are opportunities for students to be able to dig in and learn the things that are in the standards. So for example, you might have a grocery store set up in the play area, and students are learning math because they're calculating the prices, they're learning how to cooperate by working with one another, they're developing their language skills as they talk to the cashier. And the teacher's role is really important because they need to be watching and observing and writing down the things that students are doing well and the things that they're still struggling. And that's what assessment looks like in early childhood. So if you're hearing that young children shouldn't be playing or that we don't have time to have young children playing, I can tell you that you're not hearing it from the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction.
Play is absolutely important. And the staff at our Ben Franklin 4K are fantastic at facilitating play. So here's, let's just take a minute to meet our 4K staff. First, we have Mrs. Bender, who's our 4K teacher. The staff, Mrs. Bart, teach students with disabilities who are in 4K. Mrs. Hansen's our 4K aide. And we have some other friendly faces that you see at Ben Franklin and also like their 4K program. So Mrs. Bell and Mrs. Murray work with kids who have speech needs. And then Mrs. Eichel also works with all kids on some occupational therapy needs. Finally, me, Ms. Edbauer, the principal, and our school secretary, Mrs. Behrens. As you kind of register, get ready, involved in 4K, you'll definitely see our faces in the office, and we'll be able to help you out however we can.
Hello, as Ms. Edbauer said, I'm Mara Magner and I am the Ben Franklin 4K teacher. We had an amazing inaugural year with our 4K program at Ben Franklin and district-wide, and we can't wait to start year 2. So here's going to be some information about what you can expect in 4K. So first off, rest assured with our start time and our end time. AM session is 9:10 to 11:55, and our PM session runs from 1:10 to 3:55, which is the very start of the regular school day and then at the very end of the regular school day. And with drop off and pickup, rest assured your child will always be accompanied by a 4K staff member from the moment they are dropped off until they are picked up. At drop off, 4K students are met by a 4K staff member right at their bus or right at the parent drop off, and they're all walked to our classroom. And at dismissal, the 4K students are with a staff member until they are met by a parent in front of the school or placed on the bus or taken to our kids club, which is our after school program. Now we'll talk about some of our daily activities. Structure and routine makes students feel safe and ready to learn, and our 4K classroom reflects this. These are some things that your child will participate in every day. We start with a carpet meeting where we transition to the classroom, we drop off things, and we talk about our day. Then we move into a tabletop activity, which is some type of math, social emotional learning, art, printing, or literacy activity. Then we come back for a math or literacy lesson where we would have a daily read aloud or some early literacy skills. In math, we would do some early numeracy, some counting, some patterning. Those alternate every other day, either a math lesson or a literacy lesson, so your child is not sitting through multiple lessons in that short 4K day. After that, we'll move into a snack, which provides more time for socialization. Every child would bring their own snack, a fruit, vegetable, meat, cheese, or yogurt each day. Water bottles are also welcome. Then we would move into some outdoor or gross motor play. More time for socialization and moving those bodies in different ways. Music is a lot of times incorporated into a gross motor activity. And then outdoor play would be on our playground area with balls, the playground set, jump ropes, so lots of different opportunities to grow in a different way than sitting in the classroom. During, most importantly, the day, our play workshop, we are taking our learning and we're going to act it out in a dramatic way at our pretend center. We might do our blocks area, art. This is their opportunity for students to grow in their interest. And this is learning on communicating through others, problem solving. A lot of our bulk of our day is in play workshop. And there is a lot of fun and a lot of learning that happens then. And then we end our day with a closing activity, maybe a quick story, a song. We talk about what we did today. And then we pack up our bags and we get ready for dismissal. "4K learning intentions come from our Wisconsin Early Model Literacy Standards, and they build upon each other throughout the year. These intentions are reported to families at the end of each trimester via progress reports. The three areas that we focus on are social emotional learning, mathematics, and literacy. And in each of these things, the social emotional or SEL, we would talk mostly about feelings, relationships, perspective taking, and social skills. Our math, talk about organization, such as like sorting, matching, patterning. We might be quantifying groups. We talk through and learn about early number sense and addition and subtraction skills. And then in literacy, our speaking, listening, and early reading and writing concepts. And then these learning intentions are brought in through our themes throughout the year. The themes are integrated throughout the year, and they each last about 2 months. These themes are infused throughout our daily activities through stories, art, songs, and play-based activities. So our first one is making friends, and then we learn about the world all around me, digging down and building up, kindness counts, and watch me grow. Miss Beth will tell us about ways to help your child at home.
All right. Hi, I'm Miss Stats. I'm here to talk to you about what we can do at home to help your child be ready for 4K and things you can do throughout the school year as your children grow. As we know and we talked about previously, play is so important for your students at home, and this learning should be light and playful. We want to really build that I can do attitude. We want to work on those independent skills. Some different things you can do at home would be to encourage some independent dressing, carrying personal items, helping with chores, cleaning up their belongings, and making choices that you can live with. Even when you think of when they need help, just having them ask for help before we jump in and do things for them, it will really encourage some self-advocacy skills. As far as developing language, story reading is so important when working with your children. Ask open-ended questions about the story, talk about the different parts of the book, identify pictures, read nonfiction books as well. Ask what they're interested in, talk about things that they want to learn more about. Really pick books based on your child's interest level and then try to explore different topics as well. We're also looking at exploring and building math concepts, which can be done with simple activities on a daily basis, such as setting the table, which works on one-to-one correspondence. When looking at your snack, you could count out how many goldfish you have or how many apple slices you have. You can sort your toys, books, any materials at home by color, shape, and size, and have them describe those things. You can also look for patterns around your home environment and when out at the grocery store, just really trying to embed all this natural language and bring it out as you're working with your child.
All right. So now that you know that our 4K program is based in a lot of play, but still with some great academic rigor in there, you know some different ways that you can support your students as they get ready to come to 4K and throughout the year for 4K. You probably want to know some logistics. So you can sign up for transportation by contacting Mary Jo Herman, the coordinator of auxiliary services. She's going to be able to coordinate with you any like bus needs, coordinate services or transportation to or from a childcare area. She can also give some recommended childcare centers that kids in the Ben Franklin area tend to attend. You can also sign up for Kids Club too. What you do is you can contact Charlotte Gagliardo at that phone number. You also are welcome to go to the Franklin Public for Kids Club there as well. Still need to register for 4K? Take a moment and visit the Franklin Public Schools website again under enrollment and new families, and it will definitely show you how to sign up for 4K, what that looks like, and then we'll get your information, and we'll be really excited to welcome your student to school. Additionally, the available 4K Ben Franklin supply list, it will be posted on Ben Franklin's website as soon as we have the supply list finished up and we're ready to go. So look for it there very soon and then throughout the summer. Okay, so some next steps for 4K. We're really looking forward to meeting you in person. That said, August 27th, 2020 will be our open house. You will get more information about the specific times, where, when, how that whole thing works once you register your student for 4K. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me or Mrs. Behrens, my secretary. Our emails are available on the website, and we'll be more than happy to give you more information. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch Ben Franklin's 4K preview presentation. We really are looking forward to meeting with you in person and seeing your students and being able to work with them, because we know what amazing humans they are, and we want to be able to prepare them and really help them learn how amazing they are and how they can grow and discover and be in this world called school. It's going to be fantastic. Finally, if you have any questions, please make sure that you complete the survey that was included in the communication. If you have any additional questions, we'll make sure that we work to answer them. Thank you so much.